Did you completed your practicals? What was your practical? Huh? Oh, completed, huh? Arey wah, super, yaar. Super. On the same day only, huh? Very good, very good. Okay, so today let's move on to the databases side. Okay, so whenever we talk about databases, which is the service that we should talk about? RDS. What is RDS? Relational Database Services. And this RDS supports only RDBMS databases, correct? And also, RDS has how many engines? 6 engines. What are those? MOM PMA, that's fine. But what are those? MySQL, Oracle, MS SQL, Postgres, MariaDB, Aurora. How many are there? 6 are there. Okay. All these 6 are RDBMS databases only. Yes. And then do we need to? Okay. So in EC2, we call it as EC2 instance. In EC2, we call it as EC2 instance. Whereas in RDS, we call it as RDS DB instance. What is that? DB instance. So guys, RDS is quite straightforward. If you go to console directly, you can just go ahead and then select it. But there are mainly two topics in RDS. Only 2. Rest everything we can see it on the console only, direct, only selections. What we need, what we don't need, it's just only the selections. So what are those 2 topics? Number 1 is read replicas. What is that? What is that? Read replicas. And number 2, high avail, multi-AZ. What is that? Number 2, multi-AZ. What are those? One is read replicas and second one is multi-AZ. AZ meaning availability zone. So what are the 2 things, guys, online? Read replicas and then multi-AZ. So if we know these 2, and these 2, one topic we can do it. Second multi-AZ is just a matter of enable, disable. Rest everything AWS will take care. So what are these 2 topics? We'll see in RDS and then we'll go to the practicals. So let's go ahead. Let me share my screen. Can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. So RDS. So consider this is our RDS DB instance. What is this called? RDS DB instance. RDS DB instance. So can I go and launch RDS DB instance? Yes, I can go and launch. And which kind of engine that it can contain? It can contain any of the 6, which is a proprietary engine of AWS, Aurora. So here, can I go ahead with the Postgres? Yes, I can go with any of the engine. Let's assume this is a Postgres. So now we have applications over here. What is the general scenario? You have application and application will be connected to your DB instance. It will read and then it will write. Yes or no? You have your applications, your application will read, applications will read, and applications will write. Yes or no? Normal scenario, all your applications will be connected to your DB instance and will read and it will write. So generally, guys, if you want to connect to your RDS DB instance, not only RDS, if you want to connect to your DB database, what are the things required to connect? Developers and everyone, you have application with you, okay? You have application with you. What are the things that you need in order to connect to your URL? What does that URL contain? Yes, connection string, username and password. We need username and password of the database. And also we need to know the host name, no? To where you need to connect, which database, host name. So we need host name, we need a host name, we need username, we need password, and we need port number also. Yes or no? So we need all these things. Username and password, we can give it while creating the database. Whereas host name, instead of host name, now we call it as here endpoint. What is that host name called? Endpoint. And port number is purely depend upon your database engine. If you are selecting Postgres, 5432, there is one port number. If you're selecting Oracle, there is one port number. If you're selecting MySQL, there is another port number. So you need to select the port number. So remember, what is that host name called here? Endpoint. What is it called? Endpoint. So do you, guys, listen this carefully. Do you all agree that every DB instance will have endpoints to connect? Your application will be connected to whom? To the endpoint. To the endpoint. And by the way, guys, when you go and launch this RDS DB instance, is it possible to do RDP and SSH to your EC2, to your RDS DB instance? Like EC2? You cannot do this because it's like a platform as service. So you cannot log in. You cannot log into your RDS DB instance like SSH and RDP. Can we connect it? You can connect it. And the entire database, the entire platform is completely managed by AWS. And who manages the patching and all? AWS. Everything is complete in the backend is completely managed by AWS only. What we need to do, we go and create a DB instance, we create a database inside it, and then we'll connect. Guys, remember. So let's say, for example, I'm talking about the, can I go and launch DB engine? Can I go and launch DB engine? Yes. Now tell me, inside this DB engines, there will be only one database or multiple databases? Remember, it will have multiple databases. And we are going and launching DB engine, the whole engine. Inside the engine, can you have multiple databases? All these databases are Postgres. If you have the engine is Postgres, all your databases are Postgres. If your engine is MySQL, all are related to MySQL. Engine meaning the whole databases will come. You getting it? Yes. So your applications are connected to this Postgres, to this endpoint. Okay. Can you tell me, is it only one application that will get connected to your database or multiple applications? Obviously, multiple applications. So I'll be having one application here. I'll be having another application here. See, I have multiple applications. Now tell me, there are few applications which are used only for read purpose. Yes or no? Like BI reports, business intelligence reports, reportings. If there are so many tools available only to fetch the data, to collect the data and do the analysis and do the reporting. Those tools will write a reader. It will read a lot meaning a lot. Now let's consider you have so many read-based applications. So you are all guys connecting to the same DB engine. So this DB engine will get overloaded. All your applications are writing here only, and all your big applications are getting read on. So this DB engine will be overloaded. Obviously overloaded. So is it recommended to connect your read-only applications to your DB instance here? No. Instead of that, what you can do is you can go ahead and create a read replicas. What are those called? Read replicas. The name itself says, what are those? Read replicas. So now instead of these applications connected to these databases, and these applications can be connected to whom? Read replicas. It will be connected to the read replicas. So if you have separate read replicas like this, so you are okay. Now can I call this as a master server? and these are replica servers. Or instead of calling master server here, we should call it as primary. What is it called? Primary. Guys, generally it has a role. A role, if doesn't have any read replicas, it will be just instance. If you create a read replicas from this main server, this will become primary, and these are all become read replicas. This is one read replica. This is another read. So how does these applications will connect? How does this application will connect to the read replicas? Guys, generally your application will connect to the DB instance using what? Endpoints. So this application will also connect to read replicas using endpoint. So every read replica will have its own endpoint. Every read replica will have its own endpoint. Endpoint is nothing but host name, server name. You got it? Getting it? Okay. Now, these read replicas are used for read purpose or write purpose? It is only reads, no writes. Okay, ma? So can I say this is DB instance? Yes. Okay. Okay. Now, can I launch this DB instance in Mumbai? And can I have this in 1A? Guys, your read replicas can be in another region also. Can I have this read replica in Ireland? Yes. Can I have this read replica in Ohio? So your read replicas can be in multiple regions as well. Your primary server will be in Mumbai. And if you want, can you create your read replicas in the Mumbai only? You can create, but if required, you can replicate to the other regions also. Just imagine you have an application which is accessed globally. So your main server can be in Mumbai, and then someone customer accessing from US. Can you create a read replica out of it in US? And then you have application in US and connect there. So instead of connecting all the way to Mumbai, and the database will get connected in the US region only, correct? So you can create the read replicas in any region. So all the writes will be happening, guys, all the writes will be happening on the master server, I mean primary server, and the replication will be happening to the read replicas. Who will take care of the replication? Replication. So this will do the replication. And guys, tell me, whenever someone is writing on the main server, parallel it will do here? No. So first the writes will be happening here, and then synchronize will be happening to here and here. So it is synchronous or asynchronous? It is asynchronous. Synchronous meaning on all three at a time. Is it doing all three at a time here? No. So it is asynchronous. It is asynchronous. You got this? Understood the read replica? When you go for read replica, can we say read replicas is used to increase the performance? And can you say read replica is for high availability purpose? No. Read replicas is not for high availability. So if something just this goes down, this will take care? No. If this goes down, the replication will be off. So it is not for high availability purpose. It is just to increase the performance. So let me go and write. So RDS is regional or global? RDS is regional. So read replicas are used to increase the performance, not HA. And guys, how many read replicas you can have maximum? 5. How many? Certification question. Maximum 5 read replicas. Read replicas can be in different availability zones and cross region too, correct? Read replicas are used for read purpose, not Right purpose. Read replicas have their own endpoints. Clear? Any questions still here, everyone? And who will provide these endpoints? Endpoints are provided by AWS. Okay, now let's say, for example, this is my read replica. This is my read replica. And you're getting replicated from here to here. But I don't want this read replica anymore. I want to have this machine as a standalone machine. Can you promote this read replica to normal instance? Answer is yes. So if you promote to your normal instance, will there be any replication anymore? No. So you can promote read replicas to normal standalone machines. We can promote read replica to standalone DB instance. Online guys, everyone clear? Non-IT? Any questions still here? After promotion, will it be considered as primary? It will become considered as normal instance. When it will become primary? If you create a read replicas out of it, it will become primary. Otherwise, it is a normal instance. Nice. Very easy, no? Wow. And then, what is the next topic? One we discuss about read replicas. What is another topic? Multi-AZ. What is that called? Multi-AZ. So what is multi-AZ? Multi-availability zone. You can call it as multi-AZ or you can call it as cluster. Nowadays, they are calling it as cluster. What is cluster? Group of DB instances is called here cluster. Okay, so how does this work? Guys, now can I go ahead and then launch one DB instance? Yes. But remember, this multi-AZ is used for high availability purpose. This multi-AZ is used for what purpose, guys? High availability purpose. But read replicas are used for performance purpose. What is that? Performance purpose. Okay, now let's see. I went and then launched one DB instance. So can I call it as RDS DB instance? This one is my RDS DB instance. So can I go with MySQL if required? Yes. Can it has its own endpoint? Endpoint, yes. So multi-AZ is just a matter of selecting a radio button. You know radio button? There will be radio buttons, right? You can select the radio button. So when you're setting up, guys, when you're setting up a DB instance, it will ask, Babu, whether you need multi-AZ or not. Whether you need multi-AZ or not. It is up to us whether you can enable the multi-AZ or don't enable the AZ. Just in case if you have enabled the multi-AZ, what will happen is, guys, parallelly, one more DB instance will get created. Parallelly, one more DB instance got created. But this DB instance is not visible for us. Handled by, whenever you enable multi-AZ, a parallel another DB instance will be created. But can we see that DB instance? No, it will be handled by backend AWS. Just in case if something, and replication will be happening, no, from here to here. So AWS will be taking care of this replication. Whatever the data you're getting it here, everything is replicated back into there. This is synchronous or asynchronous? This will be synchronous. This will be synchronous. So let's say, guys, like in EC2, we have T2 micro, T2 large, X large instance types are there. No, here also in the RDS, we have DB instance type. What we have? DB. Can we go and launch T2 micro DB instance? How much GB you have RAM? How much GB you have RAM for a T2 micro? T2 micro. 1 GB only, no? So 8 GB, how? RAM. For T2 micro, it is only 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. So here also you have a DB instance where you can go and have a instance type. So let's say you are using, let's say, for example, T2 X large, for example. And let's say T2 X large, you are paying $100 per month, for example. Guys, whenever you enable multi-AZ, you need to pay double of the amount. You need to pay double of the amount. So how much you need to pay for this? $200. So multi-AZ is extra cost. So without knowing this, many people in real time, what they do is they'll go and select that option. And end of the month, they'll start crying, sir, and your manager will start hitting on your head. Why you got this much bill? And you don't know. So without any logic, without any knowing all these things, you cannot go and do all this, right? So multi-AZ is double the cost. Okay, guys, here, if something went wrong on this DB instance, automatically failover will happen to this machine. That is nothing but multi-AZ. Failover will be happening. So guys, all your applications are connected to this machine, to this DB instances, correct? So when you have it is connecting to this endpoint. If failover happen, will it has its own endpoint? No. In this failover, endpoint doesn't change. So endpoints remains the same. Endpoints remains the same. Do you have any impact on the application? No. After failover, oops, endpoints remains same. Guys, I'm telling you, failover will be happening if something goes wrong to the DB instance. Let's say you have a databases inside the DB instance. If something went wrong inside your database, someone deleted the table, failover will happen? No, because whatever is happening inside your DB instance is responsible by us. Does AWS responsible what is happening inside the machine? So all DB level operations, inside DB level operations, do we have any failover? No. So if we have something wrong with the network in the backend, if you are not able to connect to the machine, if something went wrong on the whole DB instance, then failover will happen. Yes, it will. Arpita, it will. So DB operations will not have any failover. Anything related to network, okay, servers, etc., will have failover. You got this? These are all certification question, guys. These are certification question. In multi-AZ, endpoints will change? No, endpoint will not change after failover. So that meaning, do we get to know if something failure is happened or not? It is automatic, completely automatic. And Guys, can you enable multi-AZ to your read replicas? Yes, it is a high availability, right? For your read replicas for here. For a read replicas also, can you enable multi-AZ if required? Multi-AZ, can you enable it? Yes, multi is nothing but it's a high availability. If something goes wrong with this read replica, you have something. So you can enable multi-AZ for your read replicas also. Certification question. You can enable multi-AZ for read replicas. How is the charge for multi-AZ? Charges are double. Is it possible to do RDP SSH to your DB instance or not possible to the RDS DB instance? Okay. And your RDS, do you remember reserve instances? Can we reserve in EC2? We can go and reserve now for 1 or 3 years, right? Similarly, here also your RDS DB instance can be reserved. Yes, it is like your EC2 only, but it is just a database. If you are using it for longer period of time, why you want to pay the on-demand price? You can go and reserve it. So RDS DB instances can be reserved. Do you all understand what is multi-AZ? Simple. So you have like this, you have so many features are in there in RDS. So let us go with one by one. What are the features that RDS contain? RDS features. When we talk about RDS, when we talk about databases, the first thing that we should be careful is about the backups. Correct? Database meaning we need to take care of the backups. So here backups are called snapshots. What is that? So the backups are here in RDS, we call it as snapshots. So now you have the entire engine. You are taking the backup of the entire engine, right? You are taking the backup of the entire engine. The entire backup of the engine is called the snapshot. So that engine contains multiple databases inside it. Yes, but guys, RDS is providing, if you're taking the backup of the whole DB instance, that is called the snapshot. But I want the backup of only one database inside it. That RDS will support. DB level operations, who should take care? We should take care. You're getting it? See. So this is a DB instance. Inside this DB instance, you have so many databases. So the backup of the whole this engine is called snapshot. From the snapshot, again, what you can create? Again, the DB engine you can create. Same DB engine you can create. You have so many databases inside it. But if you want to take the backup of the only this database, is it possible from the console? No. Who should take care of it? Customers. That meaning we should be, you need to write a script or need to go connect it and manually take the backup of this and keep it somewhere. So DB level operations, everything should be handled by us. Getting it? So can you take the backups manually also? You can schedule it also, no? At night, you can schedule it. You can schedule it, no? You have so many engines. So will you take the backup manually? No. Tell that we can create a snapshot. Yes, correct. Gopinath, we can do that. DB, you mean DB engine snapshot or your particular database snapshot? If it is particular database, no, there is no AWS service for that. You have to take it. Correct, Panware, correct. So here we have backups. What are the backups called? Snapshot. So snapshot, can you take it two ways? One is manual and another one is automatic. One is manual and one is automatic. Automatic meaning schedule, no? Schedule. Getting it? So DB level operations, who should take care? Us. Write down. Certification question. DB level operations, that meaning creating tables, store procedures, right? DB level backups, scripts, functions, security, etc., right, are handled by customer. DB instance level, right? Instance backup meaning snapshot, configurations, right? Restorations, capacity, etc. Operations are handled from RDS console. Who will take care of patching? Patching your DB instance. Who will take care? AWS. So patching is handled by AWS. That means the whole platform is handled by AWS. We should know correctly what should be handled by us and what should be handled by AWS. Patching meaning updates. You see updates, Windows updates here. For database also, there will be an updates for your engine, Hussein. Can we encrypt the databases also? Yes, we can do the encryption. Encryption can be done by using, we have a default key, no? Or you can create from KMS. And here also in EC2, we create volumes. For your RDS instance also, you should have a volumes. But here we don't call it as volumes, we just call it as storage. Storage, similarly like volumes. So you can go with the GP2, IO1, etc. You can select it. So guys, when you're creating the DB engine, it will ask how much storage that you need. So you can go all the way to 16 terabyte, you can go for it. And also it asks for instance type. Which is our favorite instance type? T2 micro, right? So instance type here we call it as DB instance type. Which one we should select? T2 micro, as we are in the free tab. And similarly, you have security groups, right? VPCs, subnets. Similarly, for EC2, we have all these, So similarly, we have it. And then we learned about read replicas, right? Multi-AZ concept we have learned, correct? How about monitoring, guys? We need to monitor, correct? We need to monitor the database engine, how it is performing, how many applications got connected, what are the queries it is running. So everything nicely we need to monitor, right? For that, we have something called performance insights. Performance insights. Performance insights is nothing but a small, nice dashboard will be there. From that dashboard, you can see everything, how it is performing. Got it? And then we have retention period. What is that? Retention period. What is retention period? For your backups, we have retention period. So will you keep on taking the backups every day for 6 months, 1 year? Will you keep the backups for 6 months and 1 year? No. Every day you're taking the backups, but how long you keep that backups, it is depend upon your company. But here, maximum retention period is 35 days. How many? So how many backups you can keep in your RDS? 35 backups. How many? 35. The rest you cannot, it will be deleted. So backup retention period. Backup retention period. Maximum how many days? Maximum 35 days. Default is 7 days. How much default? This is for automatic backup or manual backup? This is for automatic backups. Guys, for manual backups, do we have any retention period? No. You are taking the manual backup. Will it get deleted automatically? No, unless you go and delete it, it will be there forever. So does the manual backups has any retention period? No. No retention period for manual backups. You need to delete it manually. What are snapshots? Backups. So you can take the backups, right? And you can take the backups, and backups is nothing but snapshot. And you can export that snapshot to S3 also. You take the snapshot and you can export it to S3. Yes, Gopinath, that's what just now I said, no? Snapshots can be exported to S3. And can you restore it also from there? You can restore it from S3 also. So when you're putting the snapshot in S3, you can mention whichever the storage class that you can mention. This snapshot can be copied from one region to another region. Snapshots can be copied from one region to another region. That means this DB instance. And can you share the one from one account to another account? You can share it also. Snapshots can be shared from one account to another AWS account. Getting it? This is clear? Any questions still here, guys? Everyone? Chiti, is this clear, everyone? Sisima, non-IT? Nice. Now I have a database as T2 micro. I have the database engine as T2 micro. Now this T2 micro is not sufficient after some point of time. Can you scale up? Easily you can scale up. But can you scale up while DB instance is running? What you need to do? You need to stop the DB instance and then scale up. All right. So you need to have a downtime. Yes. That is a certification question. You can scale up DB instance, but not on fly. We need a downtime. We need to stop the DB instance. Downtime required. There is a question from Gopi. Do we have auto scaling in this DB instances? These are DB database instances. Is it possible to have auto scaling? No, not possible. But there is one thing here. Let's say when you're launching a DB instance, you have given 100 GB. How much? When you're launching the EC2 instance, you have given 100 GB. Guys, this 100 GB will be sufficient after 6 months of using your DB instance? No. So this 100 GB will become full. This 100 GB will become full. This 100 GB will become full. If your storage become full, will your database will work? It will not work. Your database will not work. So what you need to do, you need to go and edit the database engine and change this 100 GB to 200 GB or 400 GB or 500 GB. And after 500 GB, let's say after 6 months again, this 500 GB will get full. It will full. If it full, will database will work? No, it will be stopped automatically. Is it good that database should be stopped working automatically? No. So guys, here funnily, you have auto scaling on the storage level. What is that? Auto scaling on the storage level. So while you're launching the DB instance, you can give your initial size as 100 GB and maximum size also you can give it. So let's say maximum size you can give it 1000. Can I give 1000 GB? Guys, maximum I can give 1000 GB. So if this 100 GB got full, will I get any complaint? It will not get complaint because it will automatically increase to 1000 GB. Can you go for 1000 GB also? You can go terabytes also. How much maximum you can go? 16 terabytes you can go. So do you have any problem on the storage level? No. So you have auto scaling on storage level. Auto scaling on storage level. Auto scaling on storage. But AWS will charge for the maximum value? No. Right? It will increase. Guys, you have given 100 GB and maximum as 1000 GB. AWS will charge for 1000 GB? No. Until if you have the data is reaches to 1000 GB, then only it will charge. How much size that you have given, you need to charge for that. There is a question, can we have S3 buckets, sir? Where? Why you got S3 bucket here? We will get notification when it's full or else auto scaling without notification. If you want to have a notification, what is the thing that you need to create? Alarm. Excellent. What is that? Alarm. Can we go and create an alarms? Yes, you can create an alarm for your RDS DB instance saying that, hey, if the free storage is less than 10 GB, send me a notification. It will get a notification. Or also, if you have auto scaling on the storage level, do you need to worry about the notification? No. But whenever it reach 1000 GB, you will get the notification. Clear? And then you have one small called parameter group. What is it called? Parameter. Parameter group meaning a lot of developers knows this. In database, we have something called global schemas. DB guys or developers, have you heard about global schemas? So you can have this key and value on the whole engine level. And can you use this global schemas for your individual databases? You can use it. So you can have parameter is nothing but you have a global schemas. So if you want to use global schemas, you can use it using the parameter group. And then you have here subnet group. Subnet group is like which subnet you should give access to the database engine, right? You can restrict or allow access from some network. Global schema, Nana. That's what. If you are not a developer, you will not understand. That's what I said. That's why I called developers. Okay, forget about developers. This is your DB engine. Listen this. And you have so many databases here inside it. Yes. So now, schemas meaning it's a key value pair. What is that? Key value pair. Let's say auto increment is equal to yes. That meaning in a table, whenever you are adding a new row, serial number should get auto increment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you enter the value called 1, 2, 3? No, automatically it should increase. So that is there is a schema called auto increment. Yes. So generally that auto increment is generally we give it for individual. Generally we give it for individual databases, whichever database that you need. But if you go for global schema, instead of giving it individually all these things, you can give it on the engine level, the whole. And can we use this for all your databases? You can use it. That is called global schema. So Shubham, that's for you. And which is the AWS proprietary engine? Aurora. Which one? Huh? What is that called? R should be rolling. Aurora. Not Aurora. Okay, Aurora. What's that? Okay, so Aurora. So here, Aurora is a AWS proprietary engine. So Aurora is AWS engine, no? AWS product. This Aurora is compatible with your MySQL and Postgres. Which engines? Aurora is compatible with MySQL and Postgres. When you are going and launching MySQL engine, AWS will say, try Aurora. Aurora is good. When you are going and launching Postgres, why you are going to Postgres? Try Aurora. Because whose product is that? AWS product. And because that Aurora is compatible with your MySQL and Postgres. And you know how much? It is 5 times faster than your Postgres and MySQL. How much? 5 times faster. And also in Aurora, in your normal DB databases, how many replicas you can create? Maximum 5. In Aurora, you can create 15 read replicas. How many? 15. It is inbuilt high availability. In blood only, you have high availability. In blood only, you have less than 1 minute failover. Highly advanced. So you have how many how many read replicas? 15 read replicas are there, no? 15 read replicas are there. So you have application. Any application which want to read purpose, for read purpose, how many servers are there here? 15 are there. So as an admin, it is difficult for us to maintain 15. No, you create 15 servers. On top of it, you create a load balancer also. This Aurora is giving you a concept of load balancer. That meaning load balancer for read replicas. So your application will be connected to the load balancer, and load balancer will distribute to among that 15 servers. You no need to select one server. So that imagine how many 15 servers, how much performance that you will get. So Aurora is super advanced, and that too. Now Aurora, we have DB engine. Database, you have to create an engine. Database instance is there. Like EC2 server, you have database server. Aurora supports database engine, and also Aurora is serverless. Have you heard about database serverless concept? Database serverless. You just go and create, and the power based on the load, automatically power get increased, based on the load, power get decreased. So it is too much of advanced topic. Advanced features are there with Aurora. Whenever you get any chance in real time, you can try once. Okay, but that is charged, little bit higher charge, because it is giving so many options now. And Aurora is AWS. Aurora is AWS DB product. AWS on product. Okay, so it is compatible with compatible with MySQL and Postgres. And how much time faster it is? Actually, if I remember correctly, 3 times faster than MySQL and 5 times faster than Postgres. Guys, it can be vice versa also. Huh? I don't remember, but it is super fast than this. Okay. And how many read replicas you can have? Aurora has 15 read replicas. And we have load balancer for read replicas. Yes, read replicas. So Aurora is server based as well as serverless also. Got it? Yeah? Okay. Any questions? Easy? Did I made RDS easy completely? Super easy, no? So what we need to do is now what do we do is let us go ahead and then learn what is there in the console as we have half an hour time. So let's utilize this. So I don't launch, but let's go and see the options there. Is it clear till here, everyone, before I go? Any questions? Hey, by the way, there is one more topic called not here. We call it as AWS RDS Proxy. What is this called? AWS RDS Proxy, or we call it RDS Proxy. What is that? RDS Proxy. So what is this RDS Proxy? RDS Proxy is completely managed by AWS again. RDS Proxy is completely managed by AWS. So what does, I'll put it in very simple way, guys. Oh, sorry. Spelling mistake. We have so many AWS RDS. Okay. Okay. RDS Proxy. So thank you, Rao. Guys, so many applications will be connected to your DB engine, correct? That meaning there will be so many connections will be there, no? Number of connections will be there. If you are a good developer, the connection strings, when to open, when to close, you will take care of it. But some people, what they do is they open multiple connections for each and every function, which is not good. So you will have so many connections to the DB engine where you will get a lot of load on the DB instance. Instead of that, on the RDS DB instance, on top of it, you have RDS Proxy. On top of the RDS engine, you have RDS Proxy. So will you be connecting to your proxy or a DB instance? You will be connecting to the proxy. Proxy, what it will do is it will collect all the connections. It will pull it, and it will give less number of connections to the DB instance. It's like filtering. It will collect all the connections and it will pull it, and all unwanted connections will remove it, and then it will have connected, and then it will connect to the RDS DB instance. So by doing like this, your DB instance will not have any much load. That is called RDS Proxy, but it's not free, it is charged. But in your real time, if you have this kind of, if you have bigger applications and you have so many millions of audience, then go with the proxy, and proxy will help you to reduce the load on your DB instance. Okay, now? Got this? Should I write all those? Okay. So, okay. So it is fully managed database proxy for RDS. And then allows application to pool and share the DB connections established with the database. Okay. Improving database efficiency by reducing the stress on the database. Why R is not getting pressed? Maybe, huh? You'll be ready to catch the spelling mistakes. Okay. So improving database efficiency for reducing the stress on the database resources. So resources meaning, example, your CPU and RAM. And minimize open connections and timeouts. And this is serverless, guys. Automatically auto scaling will happen. Automatically it has a high availability. Okay. And this RDS proxy supports MySQL, Postgres, MariaDB, MS SQL, and Aurora. Which one left? Which one is missing there? Which database is missing? Oracle is missing. Okay. So I told you this already. I don't know for offline or online. So guys, if you have any keys, any secrets, credentials, usernames, passwords, all these kinds of free secrets can be stored in one place. Which is that service? This is called Secret Manager. What is that? What is the service name? Everyone say this. Certification question, guys. Secret Manager is a AWS service where you can store all your keys. Write down that. Secret Manager is a AWS service where you can store all secrets. What are the secrets? You can store keys, you can store usernames, you can store passwords, right, etc. So, and now let's say for example, you are creating a DB engine now. You will give username and password, no? There you can give username, password, or can you create the username, password in Secret Manager and retrieve it here? Yes. That is the Secret Manager. So RDS supports Secret Manager to get username, to get credentials. And will you keep this RDS proxy in public or private? Remember, Majab, this RDS database should be always private. No chance you should make it public. So RDS proxy is never publicly accessible. Okay. Must be accessed from VPC. Got this? RDS proxy will allow your applications to pool and share the DB connections established with the DB instead of having every single a single app connect to RDS instance, they will be instead connecting to the proxy, and proxy will pool these connections together into less connections to the RDS DB instance. Guys, if you read this later also, you will understand. I wrote this paragraph for you. So okay. So everything should be inside the VPC or not? Everything should be inside the VPC. You have a VPC, guys, and you might be having EC2 instances here. It can be EC2 instances. It can be any resources also, no issues. And then this is the private subnet. Right? In the private subnet, you will be having first the first one is what? Proxy, and second name is your RDS DB instance. This can be your EC2 instance, EC2 instance. It can be your lambdas also, right? Can be your lambdas also. And what does it do? Each and every connection. So we have so many connections. It will connect it and it will go with only like this. Okay. By seeing this, you can easily understand. Okay. I gave you extra topic also in RDS, which is proxy. Clear? Any questions? Any questions, Nana? Online? Is it clear today's topic? Yes, correct, Arpita. Okay, so as I gave this extra topic, let's take the practicals tomorrow. Aram se. Okay. So what are the topics we discussed today? Mainly 3 topics. What are those? Read replicas, multi-AZ, proxy. Right. So read replicas are used for yeah. So read replicas are used to increase the performance of your databases. Multi-AZ is for high availability purpose. All right. Please go through this once. I'm sure that everyone understood this, but it's nothing harm to go and revise it once. It just hardly take 5 minutes. If you sit now itself or just go through my paints, read it. The good thing about my paint is if you read it, you will understand completely end to end. Correct? Yes or no? You don't need to go and read big white papers from AWS documentation. Okay, just go through it. Super. And I'll take the practicals tomorrow on RDS. Okay. So can you give a final CC for today, guys? Oh, hold on. So take the screenshot first. Let me know once done. Done. Okay. The next one is this. And then last. Oh, oh, lambda spelling or wrong. No one complain. Later you'll ask, huh? Lambdas. Okay, now take it. Nice. Can you give me the final CC for today, guys? CC with smile. Sure. So very good. You guys are all up to date on the practicals. Those who are not done, please complete it. And then tomorrow you will get another practicals on RDS. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with RDS practicals. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow. Good night.